Last week I was reading through the book The Mountain Is You, and she said something that really struck me, and then a few days later I saw the same idea portrayed in a quote on Pinterest. So I thought I should address it. The general idea that both pieces of content were trying to convey is that your brain gets used to a normal. Whatever that looks like in your life can be very different than even other times of your life, but especially other people. Your brain gets used to whatever is a constant around you, whatever is normal for you at that time. But the kicker is, if you try to move outside of that normal, whether higher or lower, good or bad, your brain is gonna kind of freak out because it's been used to this normal, kind of like, you can think of it kind of as thresholds. So you have like this space of normalcy that your brain is used to. But if you go down or if you go up, your brain is like, this isn't normal anymore. And it'll try to bring you back to that baseline normal that it has adjusted to. But if you continue doing things that are outside of that zone, your brain will eventually adjust to a new normal. And I have found that to be very true. If I've been really lazy for like a week and not getting a whole lot done and just feeling totally blah, if I try and start doing more things and just actually being productive, even if I'm in a good headspace, I'm like, oh yeah, let's be productive. At the end of the day, I'll be like, whoa, I got like a ton done, and my brain will be like, that's so weird. We need to just like do nothing for a while to get back into that normal. And I never like realized that's what it was doing until I read these things, and I was like, yeah, that's exactly what's happening. My brain is like, oh no, we're getting higher out of this comfort zone. Better bring it back down to this normal. And I just thought that was really interesting. And looking back over my life, I can see how the normal range has changed over the years. And it's just really interesting to see that principle, how it's been played out in my life. So I guess what I can learn from that is that if I am trying to create better habits, make better choices, introduce new good things into my life, I can probably expect my brain to kind of throw its hands up and be like, wait, what's going on? This is so not normal. Like, what are you doing? But I can also choose mind over matter and be like, no, I need to keep making these good choices, even though it feels so wrong right now. Eventually, my brain will adjust to the new normal and it will feel okay. Kind of along that same line, I think it was a TikTok I saw months ago, actually, where she was talking about the emotional range of normalcy and how that can be affected by like trauma. And she was saying that, for example, if a normal person's high and low are at this level, like if you go above here, you're really excited or anxious or whatever, and if you go below here, then you're depressed and exhausted. If the normal person's range is about this big, then once you've experienced trauma, it starts shrinking, and it probably correlates to how much or how severe or how you've dealt with it. But now you have this smaller window of normalcy to fluctuate throughout. So less stimulation can make you anxious, hyperactive, whatever, and less negativity can make you depressed and just totally out of it. And I thought that was so interesting because that totally makes sense, because sometimes I've been like, what is wrong with me? Why do I have such a short fuse? I guess most people would call it, specifically in regards to anger, but any emotion really. I was just telling my friend a couple days ago, I'm either like energy's here or here. Like there's no in between. Either I'm just bubbly, ecstatic, being really annoying and talking way too much, or I'm just like totally silent and just chilling and not a whole lot going on up there. And it's really interesting how our brains adapt to whatever they've been through, whatever they're currently around. And yeah, it's really interesting. So I guess a takeaway would be, if your normal is not in a good spot right now and you start trying to make better choices, it's probably going to be difficult. You're probably going to feel really weird because you're out of your normal range, but just stick with it because it will eventually become your normal. And also, if you feel like you have that small threshold of emotion and you're just like, why am I so all over the place? Be patient with yourself, work on healing, work on grounding yourself in the present and just being able to cope with little changes better. And eventually, I believe you will be able to get back to that normal range of being able to handle things without totally flying off the handle. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next Wednesday with another video.